Okay, hello everyone. Mike Caccioppoli here. Bernie 2016. Hillary is just so sick and tired of Bernie Sanders' campaign lying about her connections to the fossil fuel business industry that she wants an apology from Bernie Sanders supporters, an apology for the Greenpeace people, those horrible Greenpeace people that care about the world and climate change. She pretty much, I don't want to say the word assaulted. It wasn't a Trump rally, but Hillary just got right in the face of this young girl who said, would you please stop taking money? Will you promise to stop taking money from the fossil fuel industry? And Hillary went crazy. She went right in her face. She got right like this. She said, I don't take any money, and I'm tired of Bernie saying I do. And okay, so I don't know what Hillary expected. Sometimes I think some candidates, maybe candidates that live in the 90s, that are of the 90s, that maybe should have stayed in the 90s, forget there's an internet and that you can check these things out. So in just a few seconds, people can go on Google and check out the facts, and Bernie Sanders right away responded with a couple of press releases with the facts that she takes money from the fossil fuel industry. She's taking $4.5 million from the fossil fuel industry. Now, lobbyists, most of them are lobbyists for the fossil fuel industry. So it's not necessarily the CEO sitting in his office going online and giving a contribution, but they're lobbyists for the fossil fuel industry. So Bernie goes on talk shows and Charlie Rose, Charlie Rose. Here's a guy who's been around for 450 years, popular for doing. Hold on, I have no cachet right now. People really don't know who I am, but I'm gonna get. Hold on, just stay there. I'm gonna get instant cachet like Charlie Rose. Hold on, I'm coming. Now, here it's very dark. Maybe I'll bring in someone to talk to. I'll bring in like Deepak Chopra or someone, and we'll talk. Now I have instant cachet because it's dark in here. You can't see anyone. You can't see the cameraman. You can't see anybody. I'm in the dark now, so here. I'm going to do the rest of the broadcast like this because maybe I'll be as popular as Charlie Rose when I'm finished with this now, since I'm doing it in the dark, mysterious room. Here's my Bernie. You can see the Bernie better. Maybe I'll do it like this all the time. Hey, maybe Charlie's got something. Maybe he's got something. I don't know. But here's a guy who's been in the business about 450 years, I think, give or take 5 or 10 years. And he didn't seem to understand in this interview with Bernie that if you are a lobbyist for industry, that you are taking money or you're contributing for that industry or you're doing whatever for that industry, that's the industry you care about. So if you're a lobbyist for the fossil fuel industry and you're giving money to Hillary Clinton, you want something in return. You want policy in return. Charlie didn't seem to get this. He kept on saying, well, these aren't the companies, these aren't the CEOs necessarily. And Bernie had to explain it to Charlie Rose, who's been around for 450 years, how this works for some reason. I don't understand it. I mean, I can't see how Charlie Rose didn't get it. Charlie Rose, it seemed to be like a revelation. I mean, Charlie was like, wow, wait a minute, they're lobbyists? And, I didn't understand that. I thought it was the guy who pumps the gas that was giving the money. I thought, anyway. So there's that. Then there's the question that Charlie also asked him. As I was watching this, I had to keep on watching it. I'll get back to the fossil fuel thing in a minute. But then Charlie's talking about Wisconsin and New York, and Bernie says something like, "We're going to win New York," and something like, "We're doing well in Wisconsin." But and Charlie said, "Wait a minute. Okay, you said you're going to win New York. You're confident of that, but I didn't hear you say the words, I'm going to win Wisconsin. Does that mean you're losing it?" And Bernie had to say, no, we're confident. If there's high voter turnout in New York or Wisconsin, we'll win. If there's low voter turnout, we'll lose. Bernie had to actually say the words, I will win Wisconsin, in order for Charlie Rose to believe that Bernie's confident that he can win Wisconsin. It was so stupid. It didn't make any sense. Oh, God. And then, I don't know, it was the woman who was on the show. It's CBS this morning, or one of the shows. I don't really watch that stuff. It was just a clip on the internet. since I pretty much turned off the television when it comes to the mainstream media. But there's a woman who does the show who looks like she was like a reject from the Dreamgirls audition. I don't know exactly who she is, but then she says, "I'm like, do you feel that? Do you like the fact that a lot of young people think you're their grandfather and they like you as a grandfather? They think you're smart and like a nice guy and smart and honest like a grandfather." And of course, she didn't harp on the smart and honest part. She said grandfather, and Bernie had to say, "Well, I'm glad they think I'm honest and smart. That's good." But she was harping on the grandfather part of it. You're too old. Hillary's not a grandmother, though. Who was she? Someone 70 years old. Of course she's a grandmother. Oh, my goodness. Back to the fossil fuel thing. So anyway, Hillary lied again. She lied and said that Bernie lied when she's the one that lied. And she attacked the Greenpeace person as though it was a Bernie Sanders campaign person. It was a Greenpeace woman. It was Greenpeace. And they have the facts on her. They know what she's taken. It's all over the internet. It's all over the internet. This is public knowledge. This is like her emails. It's not private. I mean, this is public knowledge. So I don't see how this really bugs me that she lives in a different world where she thinks these things can't be checked so quickly, or that we're going to check and then they're not going to get reported. And I don't know. I don't know. I'm just very glad this stuff is being brought to light at all, because if not for this Greenpeace person, we might not be even talking about this anymore. I think it's come up a couple of times quickly in the last 6 months, but now we're really getting to it. She takes money from them. She takes money from the NRA, then she goes in the attack and says Bernie loves guns. He's not taking any money from the NRA, and he got a D- rating. I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, if I got a D-, I failed, I'd get in trouble. That's not a passing grade, it's a failing grade. And like I said, she's taking the money from the NRA. She's going to fundraisers where there are people who are NRA lobbyists giving her money. And then she, like I said, it's the same thing I talk about all the time. I know it's a cliche, walk the walk, don't talk talk, but that's Hillary in a nutshell. She walks the walk pretty good. Pretty good. That's why she has any chance at all. But she can't walk the walk. She doesn't. It's constant with every issue after issue after issue. It's it. Okay. I got that off my chest. That's basically what I wanted to get off my chest. Oh, no, the good news. I never seem to have any good news. The good news is that Bernie raised $44 million. $44 million in the month of March. There are some estimates that Hillary raised. I can't believe this. I don't know if this is true. Maybe I'll get better numbers, but I heard she raised $24 million. Is that possible? Did he outraise her by $20 million in March? I know he outraised her. He's outraised her every month. But by $20 million? That is insane. Anyway, $44 million. Bernie broke. That's it. Every month is better. January was 30, which was fantastic, but that was nothing compared to 43 in February, now 44 in March. Imagine what victories in Wisconsin and New York would do in April. He could probably get to the 50 million mark. Big news. I mean, people power beating super PAC power. I think that's great. Any progressive would love that. Any progressive, anyone who's truly a progressive, would love the fact that the people are raising more money than the super PACs. These people who back Hillary Clinton, who claim to be progressives, aren't real progressives, or they maybe they are, but they're like blinded by Hillary. It's like a Hillary worship, love that blinds them. These people are almost psychotic in their denial when it comes to her. Nothing's her fault. It's a witch hunt. Everything's a witch hunt. 90 things are all witch hunts. Comes from Republicans, comes from the FBI, comes from them. It's all witch. It's almost a psychotic denial. It's like if it was any other normal person or just a regular person, a no-name person, they would despise the person. But because it's her, like I said, it's some kind of real psychotic disconnect. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know a lot of Hillary Clinton supporters. I don't want to call you all crazy, but there's something there when it comes to that, where all of a sudden with her, it's like this witch. It's like the world's against her. It's almost like a bipolar thing with these people. Like it's like they're screaming, oh, it's all witch hunt. It's not real. It doesn't make any sense. Like I said, if it was any other person with a no name that didn't have that Clinton name, these people would have nothing to do with that person. And like I said, a true progressive, if you have let's say Bernie, we're not running against Hillary. Let's say Bernie was just running against Bush now, Jeb or W, whoever, and Bernie was raising all his money through the people, and Bush or whoever were raising their money through super PACs, the progressives would be all behind Bernie. Everyone would be like, oh, look, Bernie's great. These Republicans are awful. They take money from super PACs and fossil fuels. Bernie's people-powered. They'd love it. But with Hillary, all of a sudden, it's like it doesn't count anymore. It doesn't count that Bernie's getting all of his money from the people, $27, $30 donations, adding up to $44 million, while Hillary's doing what the Republicans do or would be doing, the same thing they'll do in the general election. But because she does it, it's okay. See, this is what I mean about that psychotic denial, because it's her. I don't know. I think psychologists will be able to write papers about this, about the Hillary Clinton supporter. Maybe I'll write something, now that I have cachet, because I'm in the dark like Charlie Rose. Anyway, okay, I think that's enough for today, and I'm sure there'll be more right around the corner. Bernie, 2016, feel the burn. Let's get those big fundraising numbers. Let's get April up to 50 million. Big wins in New York, Wisconsin, Wyoming, and New York. See you guys soon. Thanks for watching.